All right. Hey, everybody. Jacoby here from Odessa, and been getting a lot of questions from people about how we're doing in Ukraine, what's going on there. There's people saying they're praying for us. So, first of all, thank you very much. That means the world to us. I just sat down and wrote a big, long thing. I was about halfway done, and then Facebook glitched and erased everything I just written. So, I wasn't super pleased about that, and I decided I better just do a quick video. So what is going on here? Well, there's, of course, talk about Putin coming and Putin saying that NATO's breaking former promises that they wouldn't move this far east. And, who knows really what geopolitical agendas are all in play here. But Putin, of course, has always coveted Ukraine and all the former Soviet bloc countries. He's kind of a megalomaniac, power-hungry dude. But that doesn't make the other side good. So in my opinion, it's like two bad sides fighting, and Ukraine is stuck in the middle. NATO is kind of a globalist power. And whenever the Western news says something that's going on or explains what's happening here, the Ukrainian news or even Ukrainian army generals or whoever and the Russian news both say that no, that's not how it is. So it seems like they're kind of inflating everything, trying to make people panic, trying to get people to evacuate out of the country, encouraging Americans to leave, just because, in my opinion, that's consistent with their narrative of trying to create panic or give them a reason to be here. So last year when they were talking about having Russian troops on the border, we decided we should maybe get a car because we were very blessed in the previous 2 years with crypto investments. And just for the record, I never invested any MI money in crypto except one time there was a $500 investment. Other than that, it was all my own money from fishing or from the crypto marketing firm that I worked in. And a lot of the money that we made in crypto was actually donated ourselves to Mission Impact Alliance to help us work towards our goals. And we recently made another update video. It's about, I don't know, I have to edit it still. It'll be 30 to 45 minutes long, I think. But it explains everything we're doing, our vision, our plans, and all this. But we had so much going on with, we had a Christmas concert recently, and then life in general, and ministry keeps going, and having to monitor crypto investments, and I'm trying to fix up our flat, and at the same time get ready in case Russia invades. And personally, we lean towards them not invading, but you don't know because Britain's sending troops here, Poland's siding with Ukraine, Japan's siding with Ukraine, the U.S. is threatening Russia. Who knows what's going to happen? There's been talk about them trying to take over the government from the inside. So there's certain triggers where we might think we need to leave. And one of those was if they send away non-essential employees from the embassy. But they haven't done that yet, but they did say for family members to leave of embassy workers. And another one would be if they got a certain amount of troops on the border. Right now, I think this might not be accurate, but I think it's 100,000. But somebody has a trigger, missionary friend of ours, I think he said 250,000 would be enough for an invasion, but I heard a number that they actually need more like 1 million. So I don't know. I'm not a war strategist. But another trigger would be if civil unrest or protests start happening in Ukraine, because what Russia likes to do is get pro-Russian people or even send Russians over here to instigate things. So if we start seeing things like that, we might think we need to get out of here. But it's kind of sticky because, first of all, ministry is here. You're all running away, but the Ukrainians are still here. That's when they might need you the most. On the other hand, Ukrainians being friends with Americans might put them in danger. Then my wife has all her family here. Her little brother just got drafted into the army 2 months ago. So if we just all ran away and left her family behind, that feels a little weird. And at the same time, you feel called by God to be here, but you're not going to be able to serve people if you're dead or POW or whatever, Not saying that would happen, but anyways, so there's a lot to consider and to try to be wise about. And we've been making preparations. We bought a car a year ago when they were talking about troops. We decided we should get a car. We got that tuned up. We got nice winter tires put on it. We got rails put on it for a cargo box, which we need to buy this week or next week, Lord willing, if we're still here. And we had a hitch put on it so we can buy a small trailer. We needed a place to store the trailer. Plus, I've been wanting to restore a lot of our old furniture and a lot of this like particle board furniture I have. I want to refinish it, paint it and stuff, and make it more durable and more pleasing to the eye. Anyway, so if I have a garage, I'll be able to do all that. So it's kind of like I'm trying to fix the flat up. We want to paint the walls. I mean, if I walk to you around the flat, it's a mess. Whoever, we pay, we're very blessed because we have over 100 square meter flat. We pay only $500 to $550 a month, depending on the hryvnia to the dollar exchange rate each month. But the furniture is all old and mismatched. The cabinets are 1980s style cabinets, and the trim is all off the wall, and whoever painted it painted all over everything, like they didn't use any painter's tape. So it really could use a little. We don't want to redo the floors and the tiles because that's the most expensive, but we would like to paint everything and make it a little bit cozier in here, Lord willing, if we're around for another. We've been here 4 years now. And planning to buy a piece of land and build a place. But in the meantime, we'll probably stay here. It's very convenient with the low rent, lots of room, and being able to get a lot done. So we're able to just be efficient because all our stuff's here and we have our routine. We don't have to travel to work. We get a lot done by living here. So anyways, that's the top priority for us. If you know me, I love saving time. It's the greatest, it's our greatest asset that we have in this life to use. But about Russia, so about flying out, they say if you fly out, you got to be tested a day in advance. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can fly into U.S. without a vaccine. I refuse to get a vaccine because I don't want to comply with the mandatory and tyranny and all that. But you would think if you had COVID and recovered, they do have it if within 90 days you had it and recovered and you show officially that you were tested on both ends of that you can fly. But ours was, we had it more than 90 days ago. For one. For two, we have 2 dogs, which my wife would not leave behind if we left. We could possibly leave them with her dad and then try to get them later, but we're expediting dog passports to be able to bring them with us if we had to fly out. Most likely, we think we'll stay in Odessa, or we might, Romania is opening, it's making preparations for refugees. We might go to Lviv, Ukraine, which is further east, and it's the most nationalistic city in Ukraine. But I think we'll probably stay here, but we can't know for sure. If we had to, absolutely, I think if we got to the point where we had to fly out in a hurry, it might be too late to take a commercial flight. So if we wanted to do something like that, now would be the time to do it, and we're not doing that. So, what else? So Lviv, Romania, car preparations. We have an emergency bag. If we have to run out in a hurry, we can just grab our bag and go. We're preparing a couple other bags that, like if we have a little time to throw stuff in our car and go in a hurry, we'll have those ready to go. Got a bunch of trail mix and, valuables and things like that. And then we have a list of what we would take if we had like a day to pack up and get out of here. So we've made multi-tiered plans, multi-tiered preparations, depending on what's happening, on how things are playing out. So, but, we're not panicked. We're trusting the Lord. We're ready to die if the Lord decides to take us home. But I believe he still has a lot more work for us here, but that's up to him. And the thing is, the way that we see it is, no matter whether you're in, Jamaica or Ireland or Ukraine, God can take you home any day, wherever you are. That doesn't mean, of course, you don't just go put yourself in harm's way intentionally. But if God wants to protect you in the midst of a war, he can do that too. So it's in his hands, and we're exercising wisdom and praying for peace here, praying for the gospel to have opportunity to go forth, and praying that God would use us. And so if you want to join us in those prayers, we greatly appreciate that. I'm just trying to think if I left anything out. Like I said, we prepared an update video, but with trying to make preparations in case Russia comes, it's kind of slowed a lot of things down. And but pretty soon I'll get that video up as well. That's kind of a longer video that it's kind of like an annual update on what our future plans are. Something that I can refer people back to again and again throughout the year, because somebody might check your email once or twice a year, and if you send 12 different updates, they're only going to get a piece. But if you put that same video, a link to it in every email, then you get the main bulk of what your vision is and stuff. So we created that, and then I have a video from the Christmas concert that we did. I got to finish editing that too. We'll have those up soon. And I don't know, who knows? Maybe it'll be like early 90s when the Soviet Union fell and Ukraine was popular for missionaries. There's a guy I know in the States. He told me, why don't you advertise to people that you're doing missions in Europe? Just because Europe sounds, more appealing than Ukraine. And, I got his point, because, not everybody wants to up and go to Ukraine for missions. But there's a huge need here, humongous. The spiritual darkness is thick, and by and large, the theology is, to put it plainly, really bad. And there's because I think from the influence of the Orthodox Church, the mysticism and experientialism knowledge of God kind of goes hand in hand with postmodernism. And so people tend to think you get to make up your truth. So it's not about laws being by natural law or God's law. It's more like counting noses and whatever you want to be true, whatever the people think. Like morality can evolve as society evolves, and people can decide what they want to be right and wrong, and you just got to join whatever clique you like or whoever you're friends with. And that's one of the reasons we focus so much on relationship missions here, with building relationships and rapport and trust with people, because through those relationships they come to Christ. But if you think about it, it's not good if somebody's coming to Christ just because somebody's being their friend, or people tend to stay Orthodox, traditionally Orthodox, because their family is. Well, that's not the right motive either. They're not truth seekers. We come to Christ because we believe he's the way, the truth, and the life, and that there's no other way to the Father, that this is the truth exclusively. So, just the concept of objective truth and logic and rationalization. We need missionaries here that understand that, to raise children that understand that. For the next generations, we need teachers, school teachers here that understand these things. Really, really bad. And, we haven't had children. We tried for over a decade, but God said nope so far, and that's okay. We know we'd never get done everything we get done if we had kids. We'd love to have kids, and we're ready to have kids, but maybe we're going to adopt soon. But if we buy land and start building a house, that will make that process a lot easier. I have a friend who goes to the church with a guy who's like head over adoption in Ukraine, or one of the main guys. And so I imagine he'll be able to help us with that. What I'd really like to do is have an orphanage and adopt 10,000 kids and raise an army of people that think like I do, but better. and they started younger, and they were trained well, and they're ready to go out and be businessmen and computer programmers and lawyers and politicians and teachers and content producers and movie script writers for Jesus. That's my dream. That's what I'd like to do. So come and help me do that. Maybe we'll see you in Ukraine soon, huh? Okay, well, anyways, that's not currently feasible, but who knows? We have money in crypto. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a Lambo. No, I'm kidding. I would definitely not get a Lambo. But we've been blessed there. Right now, the market's down. We got hit, but I did get out with one of my portfolios, my MIA portfolio. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot up in the air about the global economy and everything too. And, who knows if this Russian conflict might not help that either. I don't know how that's connected to the Fed. There's supposed to be a big Fed announcement either tomorrow or the next day that I think is going to impact the markets good, either up or down. Who knows? So, okay, I wanted to keep this short, and I've already rambled on. So we'll talk to you soon. God bless. We love you guys. Bye.